All right, Aurelie. Oh, look how cute she is. She's adorable. Well, we are here. We are going to be adapting a plan for you. You are a mother and you're breastfeeding. Tell us, Aurelie, just a little bit about you, including, things like height, how old is your baby, what's your current activity level, and then we're going to go through and I'm going to adapt this basic Power Food lifestyle plan for you.
Currently 47, I'm 2 months. I am 5'7".
Mhm.
I weigh 129 pounds. My baby is 4 months and a couple weeks. I think 4.5 to be exact. And let's see. I mean, any other questions on that part?
Yeah, well, I didn't catch the height because I was plugging it into a formula. You said
I'm
you're
5'7".
5'7". Okay, so that's 67 in inches, and you're 27. Okay, cool. I'm gonna pull this over here. Oh, I didn't share my screen since you're on my Skype. Let me share my screen real quick. I didn't even think about that. Un momento, everybody.
I get to see what you see. That's exciting.
Yes, you are going to be. Let's see.
Awesome.
Can you see an Excel sheet right now with yellow on it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's good, except that's not where I'm recording. So I'm going to move the recorder over here. All right, and we are recording up in that screen. Perfect. So this is my personal little formula that I have constructed in coaching hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. Nobody gets to see my formulas. It's just what I've figured out. So here's your weight. Here's your height. These are the places we have to plug in. And then current activity level. I would say you're active every day from what I understand. Would you agree with that?
Definitely.
Okay, because a 50% for someone to get a very active and plug it into the formula, I would say that that's like a construction worker plus training in the gym. Somebody who's on their feet all day, all day. So I'm going to put a point 0.4 there. So then I'm going to, let's just take a stab in the dark because we've had you while breastfeeding around like what, 17, 1800? Have you been, or where have you been at?
I have been doing around, yeah, I'd say around 1700, 1680.
Okay.
Yeah, or even up to 1800 or between that. So 17 to 1800.
Okay, perfect. And our goal, we're going to be trying to give her some more fuel so that she can be resynthesizing new muscle tissue. So we want to give her a little bit more. So I'm just going to put this out around 2100. Let's just see what happens. So in a perfect world where you were complying for 7 days, let me scroll down here so they can see here in the recording. This would actually, oh, we didn't factor in the breastfeeding though. So I am going to put a 0.5 just because your body is expending more energy. So if we were to give you approximately 2100 calories a day, of course, the way we put those calories in your body matters, but the total energy does matter, then we could expect to see 0.75 pounds lost, and we don't want that. We want to actually, for growth, we want to see that this is not in a deficit of calories. We want to see that this is in excess. So I'm going to just play around with 2300.
This is so exciting. I'm like, how do I even start?
Yeah, you need me. 20.
Trying to gain and I'm losing weight. I was like, what is going
Yeah,
on?
what's wrong? What's wrong? Well, and that's the thing is breastfeeding is expending so much energy plus training really hard. Your metabolism is just roaring. So if we strategize, what I'd like to do is strategize for 2500 calories per day, and let's give that a try for 2 weeks. This is what I like to do with clients is for 2 weeks, we want to stick with things. We want to see how well you can comply and being able to get the feedback from your body to say, okay, how are you feeling? What are we assessing? Are we overly full? Are we feeling gross and bloated? Or have we gone too high? Are we too low? Or are we at a sweet spot? And so after that initial 2 week period, that's when we're going to be able to say, okay, either we've hit it on the dot and let's keep growing 50 to 100 calories every 2 weeks or so is a really systematic way to keep that fuel going in to be resynthesizing protein muscle tissue. So with this number in mind, I'm going to pull up here this very basic Power Foods lifestyle plan. Now, Aurelia, this probably looks familiar to you because this is week 4 in our 8-week challenge group. So this, as everyone can see here, I'm going to move this out of the way. I'll move it down here. As they can see here, this is our protein column, this is our carbs column, this is our fats column, this is our calories column. Now, I've had our challenge group doing some carb cycling. So especially for Aurelie, she knows she should be doing more carbs for her breastfeeding. So I'm hoping for sure she's been doing more carbs than was on this plan, more PVC meals. But now what we're gonna do, because I know that the protein is a concern, we don't want to get protein too high, and we don't need to. For your height, my goal, I always put my goals down here for our macros, and then as we're calibrating our foods, then I try and hit that. So on the, let me put it yellow so it stays in my goals here. So on the protein, I'm going to have a goal to have you between 150 and 160. There is no need for you to be doing more than that, okay? Total carbs in a typical breastfeeding woman, we want to get between 150 and 200 grams of carbs for her to still be dropping body fat. I would be curious to see how you do at 200. So I always go protein set first, then the carb threshold set first. We've already decided our total calories we're going to aim for. So that means the rest of the energy needs to come from this column. So our first goal is to make sure that these numbers, we're going to first try to get our protein on. So this is just a little bit lower than this. So I'm going to look at all of our protein sources. And let's just look at a very simple area. We could just increase the portion size of the protein. Easy. Let's do, can you do 6 large egg whites instead of 4? Or is there a protein source you'd rather just increase the portion slightly?
I love food, anything.
Okay, let's do 6 large egg whites, and that's going to take us up to these values here. And all of a sudden we've got, I have to scroll down so that you can see, so our protein is in our goal range, so excellent. We're going to leave all of our P's, our protein sources, alone. Next, we're going to recalibrate to get this carb number in this area. So that means what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at adding a carb. And if you were still trying to maintain the same calories and we were simply exchanging out carbs for fats, then I would be replacing some of the F-based foods with a C-based food, a fat-based, being avocado for like yam or something. However, because we're taking the calories up, then I'm just simply going to be adding carbs, meaning we're going to be doing PVCF meals. So tell me, Aurelie, what is a favorite, give me 3 of your favorite power carbs. And if you need some ideas, I'm happy to throw some out.
I love fruits like blueberries,
okay.
Apples. I like brown rice, quinoa, yams, white rice.
Okay.
That's fast sugar.
Which is, it's fine as long as we're especially remembering that eating it with leafy greens, something with some fiber, asparagus, broccoli is going to help to slow that down. It's really not a problem in the phase that you're going into, which is bulking and reframing. Okay. The biggest concern for white rice is really if it breaks down too quickly and somebody is glucose sensitive, then it's not the most optimal carb to be choosing. So in your case, I would say it's nothing to be concerned over. Just make sure you're hitting your veggies every meal, you're getting plenty of fiber. So let's just throw in some yams. I just actually ate some, so it's fresh on my mind and it's sounding delicious. Let's see, where is my Power Foods macros list? It's around here somewhere. My office is quite the disaster right now. All right, I got it. So I'm going to plug these numbers in for a peak range of carbs. So for 4 ounces, that's 238.2, 160. Well, we know that this is outside of our range, so I'm going to drop it down to 3 ounces. Let's go 1.5, 29.15, 120. I just like, while I'm plugging things in, to hit the peak range on the dot, and then I can come back and recalibrate once we see overall values. But 9 times out of 10, we hit it spot on without having to adapt anything else. Let's add in some fruit here. I'm going to put your choice fruit. And whenever I do that, we always keep it to half a cup to keep that fructose content under control. And I'm just going to plug in for like half an apple. And we're going to plug in those numbers here. So that's going to, I mean, I don't stress over that. Truly, any combination of fruit in a half a cup. But notice that a half a cup is only a half a peak range, so I'm just going to mark it like that. Now let's go a full peak range of carbs here. Let's go ahead and put in like some brown rice. Let's try a peak range first and see where it takes our values. So for brown rice, we would go, oops, that's 100. Let's see where our values are at right now. Okay, our protein's climbing a little bit. Carbs, they're getting there. We need more carb meals though, so I've got to keep building. I'm thinking we're gonna plug in 2 more servings of carbs. So I'm just gonna keep, notice how I'm building down, because for the most part, we want to stabilize blood sugar while you sleep. Not for, I mean, it's absolutely a fat loss tactic, which I talk about in my book, but on another level, it just helps with sleep, helps with sugar cravings, helps with absorption of vitamins and minerals while you're sleeping and that resynthesis of cells. So tell me another carb that you love. Do you like pasta? Do you like, well, you said quinoa. Should we do quinoa with dinner?
Well, let's do pasta because brown rice and toast switch out with quinoa.
Yes. Or you could do a mix. Perfect. So we're going to do a durum-based whole wheat pasta. Now, Aurelie, you're not gluten sensitive, is that correct?
That's correct, I'm not.
Okay, so somebody who was gluten sensitive, we would just obviously choose a gluten-free carb, but that doesn't mean you eliminate the carb. We still want that carb value to be there. So plugging in the pasta. Okay, so we still need more carbs. Let's get a carb. So that became a PVCF. Let's put a C in this one. With your protein powder almonds. Ooh, have you had oats in your protein shake?
Definitely.
Could we do some rolled oats? Yeah, let's do.
I really love bananas with my protein powder.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's too much fructose or.
If let's do like a third of a banana.
Yeah, or you could do a little bit of banana and a little bit of oats, whatever you think.
Yeah, let's plug it in like that. 1/3 banana. I know, isn't it fun to be able to strategize like live like this?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go 30 rolled oats for half a cup is 5, 27, 3, 150. All right, look at this. We're almost at the 200 mark. So I'm feeling really good about that number. I do want to drop the protein because that did build up since we do have a little bit higher protein carbs like quinoa and brown rice. So to just drop that down a titcheroo, let's just drop down. Where did we grow the protein? Oh, it was at breakfast. Let's just drop that back down to our 14.1. Oops, that was supposed to be a 170. So, okay, our protein's just a titch over, carbs just a titch under, which means to get the calories up to where we need them to be, we need to plug in more fats. So let's just look at increasing the portion size of the fats we already have. So meal 1, our fat is bacon, but because that's going to take our protein higher, let's leave that one alone. We could do, let's do an additional egg yolk here. So let's double the values here. Okay, next is going to be olives. I don't know about you, Aurelie, but I think 10 olives is like my max. I can't really like eat more olives, or could you?
I did not like olives until I started having alcohol, but I'd probably stick with 10.
Let's stick to 10. Let's increase the size of your avocado. That will be easy.
Oh, avocado was yummy.
Yes. So now look how much we're climbing up there, noticing we're definitely going to have to drop the protein once we hit this value. But let's grow. Let's see, that became a double F. This one became, let's see, let's do an additional fat in this. Oh, that'll be easy. Just take this to 1/4 of a cup of nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you know, I'm feeling like I really trust my intuition. I kind of want to stick around this number. Like the 25 really scares me, even though the formula said that. I'd love to start you out here and just see how you do for that initial 2 weeks. So I'm just going to quickly drop the protein to get that in 160. I've got 30 seconds to do that before this recording is done. So I'm just going to bring this down. Let's see. That number was already for 3 ounces, it's usually 19. So that was already at 3 ounces, but this should have been at like 170. Let's just drop down. Let's just cut out the Carb Master yogurt.